You are relaxing into your realization that you are focusers of energy. That as you perceive, as you remember, as you decide, as you anticipate, as you believe, as you ponder, you are focusing that creative stuff that worlds are created from. You are realizing that you are extensions of source energy and that there need not be any separation between that which you consider to be source, which is that which we consider to be you, and that which you consider to be you. In other words, you are extensions of source energy. And the better you feel, the more seamless that extension is. You said, I want to go forth again into this leading edge time-space reality. And I will find my perspective as I look out through my eyes. And as I see, the contrast will inspire within me personal, private, selfish, personal, selfish, personal, selfish, personal, selfish. Hear how they are the same? Personal points of view. And as the contrast helps me to conclude, even without consciously attempting it, it just happens. As I perceive through my perspective, I will conclude my personal preferences. And in doing so, I will have achieved step one in the creative process, which is I will have asked, whether I use words or not. And as I ask, at any level of my being, even cellularly, even fully consciously, with words or without, as my preference is born within me, Source will answer it instantly. So step one and step two have been taken care of by your experiencing life. This gathering is about helping you with the so important step three, which is once you have asked, which you do constantly, and once Source has answered, which Source does endlessly, then you must be a vibrational match to what you are asking for. Because unless you are a vibrational match to the desire that has been born out of the contrasting experience, then you cannot consistently live what you're asking for. In other words, contrast helps you to know, doesn't it? Don't you know with greater clarity than ever before that you want wellness when you're living something less than that? Doesn't your awareness of wanting your world to be a better place always come to a sharper point when something is happening that is causing you some discomfort in some way? Do you not always know more clearly that you want more dollars when there aren't enough, or more clarity when there is confusion? Doesn't the contrast that you are living sharpen your awareness of what you want? So as your life contrast sharpens your awareness, in that heightened awareness, a rocket of desire, we call it a rocket because it is usually a very fast, very strong, very loud, very penetrating, very important rocket of desire is born out of you. And in that moment of bursting forth of energy, there is the asking that we were talking about earlier. Source hears it, melds it with all other desires that you have offered in this now amending moment, and answers still again. But if you are standing in this moment of justifying why you want something by pointing out how uncomfortable you are that it has not yet come, then even though you are asking, your vibration is so different from what you are asking for. So what we are saying to you is, your desire is born out of confusion often. It's born out of conflict. It's born out of discomfort, not always, but sometimes. And as your desire is born, you've got to find a way of adjusting yourself into compliance with your own desire. That's what teachers mean when they say, let go and let God. They don't mean let God, or whatever you're wanting to call this supreme energy. They're not saying, let that make all decisions for you. Well, they might be, but we are not. Let something outside of your personal perspective make all decisions, because if that were true, you would not have come forth. Because that which they are referring to as God, has existed long before you have been focused in this physical body. And there would not be reason for your focus if that were complete. So you said, I will go forth into this new experience, and this new variety of circumstances and contrasting experiences will help me to conclude my own new personal selfish, infinite leading edge desire. And when that desire is born, Source will answer, and it is then my work to find myself in vibrational alignment with that which I am asking for. So as you are standing here in your physical time-space reality, and something helps you to conclude that you would like more dollars, and you stand in your now place of not enough dollars, the question that we would put to you is, which do you think is your dominant vibration relative to the subject of dollars? When you think about dollars, does it feel like freedom and adventure, or does it feel like struggle and hard work? Are you worried, or are you happy when you think about dollars? So as you are noticing not enough dollars, could you possibly be a vibrational match to more dollars? When you are worried about dollars, your feeling of discomfort is your indicator that in this moment you are not a vibrational match to what you are asking for. Since this is a universe that is based on law of attraction, which is all about inclusion, which says that which I am offering vibrationally is my point of attraction. And you can tell what you are offering vibrationally because it is indicated to you by the way you feel. So if you are feeling secure, now you are a vibrational match to more that is secure. If you are feeling worried, now you are a vibrational match to that which is worrisome. If you are feeling well, if you are feeling eager, if you are feeling passion, if you are feeling adventure, if you are feeling joy, if you are feeling fun, you are a vibrational match to that well-being that is indicated by those feelings. It seems a bit odd that we would be taking so much time to simply explain that if it feels good, it is, and if it doesn't feel so good, then you're pinching off that which is good. But it seems that somehow, along your physical trail, you have received a little disorienting experience that has left you not quite in touch with the guidance that you were born with. It seems that somebody's convinced you that your guidance doesn't count and that their guidance should be listened to. So, we're wanting you to reverse that. We're wanting you to begin to want so much to be aware of the way you feel, understanding that it is infinite in the moment. Oh, such fantastic guidance that is always letting you know, and here is the most important thing. The way you feel is your indicator of your in this moment alignment. We cannot say or not because you can never disconnect from it, but alignment or less with that which is your source. So, we are eager, really eager, to visit with you about whatever is important to you. We see this as a forum that is truly on the leading edge. Many of you have been hearing us for some time, and you are deliberately offering thought. We want you to use this forum as a platform from which you will reach into a new place of clarity. It is our expectation that together we will take thought beyond that which it has been before, to new realizations of the power that is you. Since we are so aware of your powerful point of attraction, we will not eagerly emphasize with you anything that you are living that you don't really want to live. We'll use that as a sort of jumping off place into achieving a vibration with that which you do want to live. And sometimes that doesn't set very well with you, we know. In other words, you've spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort getting right to where you are, and it feels important and you'd like to talk about it. We really don't want to. We really do not want to talk too much about what has brought you to where you are. But we do want to mine the powerful moment of where you are in relationship to where you are going. In other words, we want to talk about what now? From where you are now, where you are going. And we want you to understand that there is no value whatsoever in comparing where you are to where anybody else is, because where anybody else is doesn't have anything to do with what's now coming to you. The universe is not trying to satisfy everybody else's desires in you. Thank goodness. The universe is only satisfying your own desires. And so everything that is important to you is about the relationship between where you are and where you want to be. And sometimes you say, well, I'm not all that sure where I want to be. And we say, yes, you are. Every moment of your life experience, you have been concluding those differences. And every time you spew, whether you are consciously aware of it or not, the slightest little preference, source energy hears it and receives your amendment to your previously spewed desires and begins immediately factoring in this new intention with everything else that you've ever asked for. So, Source understands your desires in every moment in time infinitely more clearly than you do. We want so much for you to begin now, and it will take some practice, but we're going to speak it anyway, to begin now accepting that you are adored, and that Source understands you perfectly, and that in your blessed beingness all good things are flowing to you. And that your work is to soften and eventually open the door of allowing. In other words, through the crack of least resistance is the same thing as saying through the door of most allowance. So when you are feeling good, you are allowing. When you are feeling bad, you are resisting. It is as simple as that. So through the crack of learned allowing. Now, actually, to be fair, it is your resistance that you've learned here in this physical format. So we want to help you unlearn the resistance by remembering the allowing. But you have to make a decision. You have to make a commitment to this fresh new thought. It's the oldest thought in the universe, but it feels fresh to humans. Nothing is more important than that I feel good. Nothing is more important than that I feel good, because the way I feel is my gateway to the stream of that which is good. Nothing is more important than I feel good. But the truth of it is, forget the truth. Nothing is more important than that I feel good. I know that, Abraham. I know it's important that I feel good, but you've got to understand this. Nobody needs to regurgitate the stuff that doesn't feel good. There is no value in continuing to regurgitate what does not feel good. But you don't understand. I would feel good if it weren't just for this one person who keeps doing this thing that makes me feel bad. Well, you could kill that person. But there will be another and 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 another, because the universe is infinitely full of everything that you give your attention to. And when you activate a vibration, it's going to be there, it's going to be there, it's going to be there. You say, well, somebody should do something about that. And we say, yes, and there is only one who can. You have to adjust your vibration. Don't ask the broadcasters to broadcast differently, because there are endless broadcasts and you are the one receiver. And everything that you are living is about your fingers on your dial. Everything that you are living. Can you hear how empowering that is? Everything that you are living is about your fingers on your dial. Oh, Abraham, I don't think so. I think it's his fault. Because I didn't feel that way before he came into my experience. And we say, he came into your experience because of your fingers on the dial. He behaves the way he does because of your fingers on the dial. In other words, everything happens because of the way you have practiced yourself into feeling. Everything is coming to you because you have activated thoughts, allowed them to become more active. Law of attraction has answered them. Law of attraction has helped you to make them more until you have achieved, little by little, consciously or unconsciously, a point of attraction, and everything you are living is about your achieved. We want to empower you. Your achieved point of attraction. So, if you want something to be different, you've got to practice a different thought until it becomes dominant, until it becomes a new point of attraction, and then it begins to show up in your experience. And you say, oh boy, am I